Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to today's virtual volunteer recognition event. Before we begin, I'm going to go over a few housekeeping matters. A recording of this event will be going up on our website where you'll be able to re-watch, share it, and send it to a friend. If your internet quality is poor, please click on the click here to switch stream to allow to view at a lower bandwidth. The video quality will decrease, but the audio should remain the same. If you're having any technical issues, please click on the request help bubble at the bottom right-hand corner of the web page. Your help request will be emailed back to the email that you provided. To ask a question, simply click on the questions tab and type in your question and click submit. You may ask a question at any time during the webcast. Without further ado, I'll pass it over to the President of Golf Ontario, Howard Atkinson.
Thank you, Jade, and good day, everyone. Thanks for joining us. I just want to say a few words on behalf of the Board of Directors. I'd like to express our sincere gratitude to the 262 active volunteers that have contributed to the success of Golf Ontario this year. We on the board were also volunteers, so we know exactly what an extraordinary effort it's taken this year to supply Ontarians with the golf experience that they deserve, and I know it was well received this year. So again, thank you on behalf of the Board of Directors for a sensational year. We look forward to working with many of you for years to come. With that, I'll pass it over to Mike Kelly, Executive Director, Golf Ontario.
Thank you, Howard, and welcome everyone. What better way to kick off Masters Week than our Volunteer Recognition Day, our very first virtual ceremony we've ever had. Today gives us a focused opportunity to salute our volunteers' commitment to golf in Ontario. We're shining the spotlight on you, the amazing people whose service transforms our golf communities, especially in 2020. Whether at our championships, rating courses, or growing the game together, your dedication to our purpose is inspiring. Saying thank you just doesn't seem to capture the depth of our appreciation for the way you share your time and talents with us. And of course, as we deal with this unprecedented health crisis from coronavirus, your support to our organization was magnified. As we strive to deliver an incredibly safe experience, we did so together, and we did so with brilliance. The passionate commitment that you bring to Golf Ontario is priceless, and it exponentially impacts our members and stakeholders. On behalf of the entire staff team at Golf Ontario, we are deeply grateful to you. And now, without further ado, let's get to our 2020 Volunteer Awards. Our first award today is the Volunteer of the Year Award, designed to recognize and honor a Golf Ontario volunteer who has demonstrated outstanding performance and contributions this year. The Golf Ontario Volunteer of the Year will be someone who has played an instrumental role in promoting the growth and development of golf while preserving the integrity and traditions of the game. Over the last 20 years, Lee Griffin has shown her dedication to Golf Ontario. She has been an award winner multiple times in the past. 2009, she won the Volunteer of the Year. 2011, she won Honorary Life Director. And in 2017, she won the Distinguished Service Award. Lee assisted at multiple qualifiers and championships this season, staying overnight in hotels for multiple championships, and acted as the rules chair for each qualifier and the women's amateur. As mentioned, she has helped move along the level twos, forwarding them along to us to get the experience that they need. She ran the online seminars in the spring and looked after the exams following it. She also took the time to assist with Officials Day webinar ahead of the restart of our season. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2020 Volunteer of the Year, Lee Griffin.
You've been chosen to receive the Volunteer of the Year Award, and this is the second time I understand that you've won it. So you're very familiar with it. Probably still a little bit surprised. We're recording this, and we're going to show this video at the Volunteers Day, and I'll say some other words that day as well. But as you know, Volunteer of the Year Award is designed to recognize and honor Golf Ontario volunteers demonstrated outstanding performance and contributions this past year, and I know you've certainly done that. I'm on the nominating committee. I saw the nominations come in, and all the the great words of what you've accomplished this year and how you were there, especially in a very challenging, difficult year of COVID. So congratulations, and please feel free to say a few words.
Oh, gee. Well, thank you. I'm honored. I wasn't aware that you could win that 2 times, more than once. I thought once was enough, and certainly recognized the effort, my efforts, and the efforts of a lot of other people over the years. But it certainly is an honor, and I greatly appreciate it.
Well, you're most deserving. And did you find it quite a challenging year? Running events and all the rest of that under the different rules, obviously, that we had this year from previous years.
In a way, it was challenging, just because we're creatures of habit and we're used to doing everything in a certain way. And like everybody else in the world right now, our life has been turned upside down and had to adapt to new procedures. And once you got out on the golf course with the players, it was basically still the same game. You couldn't do a couple, you couldn't touch the flagstick. Most players adapted to that very quickly, and for once it was life as normal out on the golf course. It was more when you came in off the golf course that life changed.
Yeah, it kind of hit you when
officiating was. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, it kind of hit you when you went back. When you're finished the round, you're like, oh yeah, that's right. We have all these rules we have to follow there. But out on the golf course, you're right. I think it was kind of like business as usual.
And for the most part, the players were just so happy to be playing in competition that just about anything you said to them was fine. That's okay. I'll take my penalty.
just happy to be here. Well, the fact that I think our tournaments and the qualifiers filled up in about 11 minutes or something when we did open registration, and the fact that there was no national events to be played in, it was fantastic to be able to offer championships to players in Ontario this year, and thanks to you and your team for facilitating that. And so once again, on behalf of the Golf Ontario Board of Directors, staff, and over 200 volunteers, we thank you for your dedicated service this year and all the past years, and hopefully for many more years to come.
Congratulations, Lee, on winning the 2020 Volunteer of the Year Award. In a year of extraordinary, you are nothing less. Your passion for rules education continued to shine this season as we saw a record number of people writing the provincial rules exam. But the education didn't stop after the go-to meetings ended. It continued onto the course as you mentored many of our new referees. At the beginning of the spring, it looked pretty bleak that Golf Ontario would be running championships this spring. By thinking outside the box together and the willingness to embrace change, we were able to develop provincial protocols to conduct championships in a safe and responsible way. Finally, I personally want to thank you for all your support this season. When times got tough, you encouraged me to stay the course and assured me that we would get through this together. On behalf of Golf Ontario, I want to say thank you for all your leadership and congratulations once again.
Thank you, Lee. And just as John said, congratulations again for winning this a second time. You were instrumental this year in moving more of our level twos forward and giving us feedback and helping those new officials develop. I know I've been able to count on you for years and providing your experience and your knowledge especially to John and I learning too as well. But we've been able to count on you every single year, and in 2020 was as difficult as it was. You stepped up, and like Mike said, you could count on you for a number of championships and qualifiers this year. And and taking those lead roles in the tournament rules chair for almost every qualifier that you ran, and the women's am doing that difficult, together. And of course, as difficult as situations the tournaments can be, the weather didn't help and make that any more easier this year. So thank you again for all your knowledge and experience and helping us this year. So thank you and congratulations again.
Well, I'd like to, at this point,
Lee,
thank,
congratulations
oh, I'm
on
sorry.
being named Volunteer of the Year. You well deserve the honor. I first met you a couple of years ago when I undertook the Level 2 referee course, and you spent many hours of your time on webinars with me and others trying to teach us the rules of golf. The fact that you managed to get me through the subsequent exam ought on its own to justify giving you an award. Since then, I've had the opportunity to work with you at many Golf Ontario events, including this year when we all had particular challenges. Indeed, I always considered it to be a bonus to see that I would be working with you at an event. I learned a lot from your approach to refereeing and the way you work with others. But more importantly, I appreciated all the support that you gave me whenever we worked together. I look forward to working with you again next year, and believe me, it can't happen soon enough. Congratulations again, and be well.
Congratulations, Lee, on winning the 2020 Volunteer of the Year Award. Well deserved for everything you do for golf in Ontario. Even in 2020, a year that we've never experienced before, you were constantly working for this organization, from teaching and monitoring the L2s back in the winter and spring, to working with staff on COVID protocols so that we could have a tournament season, and to volunteering at several events, such as both amateurs and the seniors up in Taboo. Thank you for the great wealth of knowledge and experience that you bring to everything you attend. And I personally always learn something every time I work with you. This year it included how to squeegee greens, and that's something I hope we never have to do again. Again, congratulations.
I'm so pleased to be able to nominate Lee Griffin as the 2020 Golf Ontario Volunteer of the Year. Lee Griffin is one of the most dedicated volunteers I've had the pleasure of working with over the past 10 years. I consider Lee a friend, a mentor, and one hell of a referee. She dedicates her time and indeed her heart and soul into education, mentoring, training, and sharing her expertise, not just to the rules of the game, but to every aspect of the tournament events that she works at. If you're not sure about something that may happen, ask Lee. She'll tell you the hard truth about what her experiences have been and the possible dangers that you might run into if you think about going down one way or another. With all that we've been through this year in the pandemic, Lee was seen at many competitions this year and supported the Ontario golfing community. I thank Lee personally for the rules education she's provided to me, and on behalf of her fellow volunteers, I hope Lee will continue to provide us all her services for many years to come. Although Lee's won this event, or won this award, and other awards in the past, it's great to see Golf Ontario award her again this year. Well done, Lee.
Okay, well, I'm a little taken aback by all of that. First of all, I'd like to start off by congratulating Jim, John, and Daryl on your accomplishments this year. We are certainly honored, and Jim, to you especially. It was mentioned that I've done this for 20 years. I know that you've been doing it for more than twice that number of years. So congratulations to you, especially Jim. I'd like to thank John and Robbie and the other members of Golf Ontario staff who, through their hard work in the spring, made it possible for us to have tournaments. And I can remember some of those early tournament discussions talking about the conditions under which we would feel safe if we went to a tournament. And I can remember saying, well, I think I could drive to a tournament for a day, but there was no way I was going to stay in a hotel. And then as the summer went on and we started to with the tournaments, we discovered that the planning that had been put in place actually was working, and that staying in a hotel was not a big deal. Officiating and coming to tournaments was no longer a big deal. And as I said earlier, it felt like life was normal. And I thank John and Rob and everybody else at Golf Ontario for all the hard work they put in to make it possible for us to do what we really love to do. I have a couple other people I'd like to thank. I'd like to thank Jerry Bauer, who was my partner in crime with teaching the level 2s this year. We certainly didn't know when we started in January that we'd keep going until May. But for once, people actually enjoyed having a webinar on the rules of golf. So maybe the pandemic is a secret to getting people interested in the rules of golf. As some of the participants in the group said, well, what else are we going to do all day? So that was actually a very rewarding experience. And to see them finally be able to write an exam at the end of all of it and see some of them out on the golf course was really rewarding. There are a number of referees and tournament officials who worked a lot of tournaments this year as well. And without your dedication, and Mike and Ian, I saw you earlier in the broadcast, and Sally, without people like this, the tournaments wouldn't exist. So I would like to personally say thank you, because your dedication to the organization makes it possible for all of us to benefit. The standard question when people ask us why we volunteer, we normally say something like, well, I think it's time I give back to the game. And that's certainly true of all of us when we start out. But this year brought about something, or a recognition that going to a tournament half an hour before your shift was to start and leaving immediately following your shift left a void. We were used to getting together at 6:30 in the morning and having breakfast together. Everybody going back, having dinner together at night and a few adult beverages, and then going back to the hotel and enjoying a couple more beverages perhaps, and just having a laugh and enjoying each other's company. And really, Marlene Stewart Street, I think, said it best. Golf is about the friends you meet along the way. And for me, and I think a lot of other officials, we've become friends. And the social part of being a volunteer is what really keeps us going. And for me, I would like to just say thank you very much to my friends. It's been a wonderful year. I never thought I would say that. And I hope that we have many more years together. And to Golf Ontario, thank you for this recognition.
Congratulations, Lee. Well, really well done. And now I'd like to move on to our next award, which is the Honorary Life Director. This award is intended to recognize past board of directors that have demonstrated outstanding leadership and commitment to Golf Ontario's vision and mission. John Swift served as a member of the board of directors from 2008 to 2010 and was the president from 2010 to 2011. John was also a former district coordinator for Hamilton. He ran all the district tournaments and was in charge of overseeing the overall organization and operations of each tournament. Please join me in congratulating our 2020 Honorary Life Director Award winner, John Swift.
John, the reason that we're having this call today actually is I've got something to share with you, and that's on behalf of the Golf Ontario Board of Directors, our staff, and over 200 volunteers. I'd like to announce that we're giving you the Honorary Life Director Award, and well deserved. And as you probably know, it's intended to recognize past board of directors that have demonstrated outstanding leadership and commitment to Golf Ontario's vision and mission. So well done and well deserved.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
That's really something. Kind of breaking me up here.
Well, we were kind of seeing a little bit of a surprise here, and we're going to have a Volunteer Appreciation Day November 9th, where we're going to formally present the award and actually show these videos of people receiving awards. So hopefully a pleasant surprise is okay. And I don't know if you have any thoughts on your role as a past director and president of some of the things that you went through on the Golf Ontario board.
Well, there was lots of challenges, as you know. It constantly changed, and it was really an experience that I enjoyed very much. I sort of put your whole heart and soul into it. I went through some health issues, and fortunately the association felt to carry on our relationship, even though I had a heart attack and this sort of thing, and it worked out extremely well. I enjoyed especially working with the young folks, the junior golfers, and when you go out on a golf course and you see some of these kids, and even today you look at them and say, well, gosh, I remember that kid when he was 5 or 6 or 10 years old, trying out and playing on the district teams or playing in the various terms, and many of them now are pros in the professionals in the Golf Association, and it makes you feel good to know that you had a part of so many lives over the years. So I thank you, and I thank the association for this honor.
Well, John, it's me again, and I wanted the opportunity, to say a few words. From my early days at Golf Ontario, you were an instrumental leader. Whether at golf tournaments or around the board table, your impact was meaningful at a time when, if you remember, we launched the Ontario Summer Games. We were part of the games for the first time back then, as well as Golf in Schools was taking off across Ontario. And you should be very proud. It's great to see you again via Zoom. It's been a while since I've seen you. But I remember fondly seeing you quite a bit at our championships, and I just wanted to tell you that this honor is well deserved, and you've left a great legacy. John, congratulations again to you.
Congratulations, John, on your selection to receive the Honorary Life Director's Award from Golf Ontario. I know I enjoyed my times with you, and we had lots of them and lots of discussions and committees, and you just did a great job, and it's well deserved. Congratulations.
Ruth and Ian here. Just want to say congratulations on your Honorary Life Director.
Thanks for all of your contributions to amateur golf in Ontario. And gotta say, we miss seeing your smiling face at some of the tournaments we worked.
Yeah. Do we have John on to say a few words? Sure. Let's move on to our next award. Our next award is the Distinguished Service Award, and this award will recognize an individual's meritorious service to the game of golf as a volunteer. This Distinguished Service Award was first awarded in 2005. Recipients of this award will embody the principles of integrity, dignity, and commitment, which are central to the volunteer experience. This honor recognizes individuals who over a significant period of time have demonstrated outstanding leadership and involvement in the growth of amateur golf in Ontario. The recipient will also demonstrate a commitment to the vision and mission of Golf Ontario by promoting and upholding the values of the association and the game. Jim Baristo has demonstrated a long-term commitment to Golf Ontario, our mission, and advancing the sport. Jim Bristow from London is a past Ontario Golf Association president, OGA, in 1996, and has been a volunteer with Golf Ontario since 2002. He was recognized as an honorary life director in 2015, and Jim retired in 2018 from actively working as a level 4 rules official, site coordinator, and senior rules official, but still serves on our Golf Ontario Finance and Audit Committee. It's my pleasure to announce your 2020 Distinguished Service Award winner, Jim Bristow.
So Jim, we have a little bit of a surprise for you here. The main purpose of our little video call here was actually to present you with an award, and for the Distinguished Service Award. And on behalf of the board of Golf Ontario and the staff and over 200 volunteers, congratulations, well deserved. As you know, I've served with you on the Finance and Audit Committee, and I know that all the work and dedication and time that you spend on that, let alone everything else that you've done for Golf Ontario over the years. So just to say that the recipient of this award embodies the principles of integrity, dignity, and commitment, which are central to the volunteer experience. And I can say firsthand that you've certainly done that. So congratulations. We're going to be showing this video. We're recording it on the Volunteer Appreciation Day, and I'll have some more formal remarks about you then, but we wanted to get your reaction here, and please say a few words.
Well, of course, I'm delighted, Howard, but you don't go into these things looking for recognition. You go into them because you get your bang from the people you work with and the people you're around, whether they're competitors or other volunteers. It's been a long haul, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. It hasn't been a trial at all. I guess it's over 55 years since I first got my start at the club level in St. Thomas, when they needed someone to calculate the handicaps for the men, and who better than a fledgling chartered accounting student to do that. And it's been sort of nonstop ever since. It's been a long ride, but it's been a good ride.
Well, congratulations again. I remember playing as a young man, those white handicap cards, and you'd fill in your score, and you'd leave them in a little slot. You wouldn't even take them home with you. They just stay there, and every time you finished your round, and then you have to manually calculate your handicap, right?
Well, that's right. I go back further than that, when all you did was put your scorecard in a box, and then somebody had to figure out whose names were whose, and then do all the handicap calculations on a rainy Saturday afternoon twice a month.
And today, I had criticism this year when we changed the app, or Golf Canada did, and it didn't default by par. You had to put in score for every hole rather than just your 18-hole score, or it didn't default to par. And people were coming up to me and complaining that they had to, manually, put these in. And I said, wow, you should go back to the old days when you tried to calculate it by hand. I think
the Bank of Montreal had the first computerized application about 1968, I'm going to guess, but before that it was all handwritten.
Yeah,
with a hand calculator too.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, again, congratulations, well deserved, and hope to see you on November 9th, where we'll play this video along with some other ones, and you get a chance to probably speak on that day as well.
Beyond Jim's contribution to Golf Ontario competitions, he just made a substantial contribution to our on Golf Ontario's Finance and Audit Committee. In particular, the last few years, sharing his investment knowledge, which is extensive, as well as his knowledge of our organization, has just helped us guide with our Ontario investment funds and what to do and how to move forward with that. Jim spent countless hours preparing historical information on all the different funds, from the Junior Development Fund to the Ken McKenzie Scholarship to the Marlene Street Fund to the Junior Scholarship Fund. And Jim has always had this amazing ability to challenge us in an extremely respectful way that's helped our organization continue to move forward. And just really appreciate all of his hard work, his attention to detail, and his contributions to Golf Ontario. Thank you, Jim.
Congratulations, Jim, on the Distinguished Service Award. It's well deserved for a guy who's been involved in so many areas of Golf Ontario and over quite a number of years. You're a great guy to work with, and I've especially enjoyed working with you on the Finance Committee. A commitment like yours to golf and to Golf Ontario is a benefit to everybody who enjoys the game. Again, congratulations.
Jim, congratulations on receiving this award. You have been so patient with me over the last few years and so giving of your time, and I really appreciate all the expertise and historical knowledge you have of the organization. So again, thank you and congratulations.
I think anyone who knows me knows that I won't say a few words. I've never been able to just do that, but I'd just like to say that having known Dick Grimm for over 25 years, it's indeed an honor to win an award that bears his name. It also affords me one last trip down memory lane, so you'll have to bear with me. As mentioned, my volunteer involvement in golf goes back a long way, the 3 clubs I've been a member of and 2 provincial organizations. And I think the most important aspect of my lengthy involvement in golf has been the never-ending support of my wife, Donna, and the understanding of my sons, Jamie and Dan, despite the things that we miss doing together. There are countless memories of the good times and the other times that I shared with many volunteers, competitors, Golf Ontario staff, club professionals, and club employees. Some stand out and explain my lengthy involvement. In 1979, I was the club chairman of the Canadian Junior Boys Championship at Breezy Bend in Winnipeg and met the then president of the RCGA, Len Goldson, who I later spent many hours with at Ontario rules tournaments as a rules official. Stephen Ross gave me a radio in case the RCGA needed any help during the 4 days, and I listened to the rules officials throughout that time. Needless to say, when it was over, I decided to leave starting behind and pursue a rules certification. It took me 3 years, but finally in 1982, I accomplished that goal and moved on. While in Manitoba, I had the privilege of serving as a non-playing captain of 2 provincial junior boys teams at the national championships, in which my son Jamie was also a competitor, and the honor of winning Manitoba's 2nd Canadian Junior Boys Provincial Team Championship in 1985. In 1987, we returned to London, and thanks to Bill Winter, another past OGA president and Sunnydale general manager, I was soon contacted by then executive director Skip Williams. During the next 10 years, in addition to tournaments, I had the privilege of serving with a number of outstanding individuals on the board of the Ontario Golf Association, as it was known then, including 3 individuals, Gordon Coyle, Gordon Teasdale, and Gary West, who went on to lead the national body. In 1996, I was the non-playing captain of the Ontario Wellington Cup team and at the Canadian Amateur at Glendale Country Club in Winnipeg, which was less than a kilometer from the home we had in Winnipeg for over 14 years. In 1997, the late Bill Seitz and I were involved in the first discussions with Grace McCann, then president of the OLGA, that led to the combination of the organizations and the organization we know today. Over the years, I've had the opportunity to work with a variety of 6 executive directors who brought a variety of skill sets to the position and oversaw the expansion and development of new and exciting programs and services. I'm also grateful to Larry Longo and Dave Calling, who gave me a number of opportunities to contribute during the time of their tournament expertise. During the many years as a rules official, Ontario has been blessed with dedicated and knowledgeable rules officials in charge of all the rest of the rules officials. It began for me with Went Daniel and ended with two great officials, John Turner and Lee Griffin, who I admired all through my time and had the privilege of learning from them. Lee and John devoted incredible number of hours to training and helping the troops pass exams and learn how to perform on the golf course. And they made the best of supported this and made us the best we can be. Well, I hesitate to mention names because I'll miss a few. I know I learned something from everyone I worked with, in particular, Pat Newman, another rules official who it seemed Pat and I always got into different difficult situations that involved our challenge to our expertise. And I've always enjoyed working with Pat. There were also the road trips I shared with the other London rules officials, Roy Brady and Gavin Kendrick. Gavin knew every back road in Ontario and all the shortcuts. And it was amazing to me how every shortcut ran through Punky Doodle's corners. No matter where I went, you knew you had to have your game face on and be ready by 6:30 in the morning because every other volunteer and staff member would have theirs on. And in fairness, there's no better place to watch the sunrise than on a golf course. Without the weavers and the mazes contribution to starting and scoring, Mike O'Neill and I might never have learned how to fall up the stairs. It was fitting and important to me that the last rules experience with Golf Ontario ended where it all began in 2018 at the men's amateur hosted by the St. Thomas Golf and Country Club. Golf Ontario is much larger now and involved in supporting the game in many more ways than my early days. And I've enjoyed working with all the staff who share a common appreciation for volunteers and their role in the organization. The financial condition of the organization is strong and in very good hands. I would be remiss if I did not offer kudos to Mike, John Lawrence, Rob Watson, the other staff, and all the volunteers who managed to have a season of championships in 2020 under the most trying conditions. In closing, I would again like to acknowledge and thank all the great volunteers and staff who kept me enjoying the involvement and challenges that made this recognition possible. Thank you.
Congratulations, Jim. You are a great ambassador for the game and love to work with you. Our next award is the Paul Fitzgerald Award, recognizing Ontario course raters that have demonstrated leadership and dedication to the promotion of the course rating system. Daryl Peters has helped the Hamilton team with course rating training and provided his insight into best practices that works for his team. Daryl created an automated form which has made all of our teams save time and provided a better platform of transferring data recorded on course to the course rating program. Daryl is also involved with the handicap committee at his home club of Markland Woods. It is my pleasure to congratulate Daryl Peters, your 2020 winner of the Fitz Award.
The real reason for this call is to present you with an award, actually. Oh. And it's the Paul Fitzgerald Award. And it's to recognize the Ontario course rater that's demonstrated leadership and dedication to the promotion of course rating system. So congratulations. We caught you off guard a little bit. I can say that I'm on the nominating committee as well as president of Golf Ontario. And so I saw all the recommendations and nominations, and you by far led the parade in terms of the most nominations. So I think once you're done course rating, you may want to consider a career in politics.
You're too kind.
Just, you want to say a few words, please go ahead.
Oh my goodness, you're not taping this, are you? Okay, well, you did catch me off guard, so I have no idea what to say other than thank you. It wasn't something that was necessary, the recognition. I mean, I did this because I enjoyed the challenge of putting that work together. So it was a lot of fun for me, and I'm just glad it was helpful for others and helpful for me as well for the course rating that we do. So thank you again.
You're welcome. Yeah, on behalf of the Golf Ontario board, staff, and over 200 volunteers, we thank you for your support and dedication to Golf Ontario. It must have been little bit of a challenging year on the course rating side with COVID-19. What are some of the things that you had to do differently this year?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm not sure much was different other than, you know, some of the restrictions on being inside the clubhouse, the restrictions on, you know, single rider to a cart, but, you know, we always had a single rider to a cart. So that wasn't much different. So other than the late start to the year and the late finish for our team, I didn't see that much difference. I mean, it's like golf is the only thing that's normal in this environment, and that included, I think, some of the course rating.
Yeah.
Well, Daryl, I still remember the first time I met you at our course rating seminar, and I know you came up to me and asked me a couple of questions, and I was immediately like thrown off guard because it was my first year doing course rating, and I didn't have all the right answers at that time. But through these times of getting to know you, either at our handicap seminars or through our conversation on the phone, you really demonstrated your true passion for course rating. And looking back at, you know, close to 1 year ago, you sent me an email and said you want to put together this crazy spreadsheet of, you know, 100 pages of formulas that will take forever for me to compile. And at first I was like, well, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I'm sure you're going to find a way. And throughout, you know, the spring season, throughout, you know, the beginning of the summer, you know, we started to share with all our team leaders. And as you know, the feedback has been amazing. And, you know, thank you so much for all of your contributions in the automated Form 1, as well as helping all of our other teams throughout the year with building ratings teams, as well as helping shape our teams and making a positive impact in Ontario. So thank you.
Hi, Daryl. Frank and I are here on behalf of Markland Wood to congratulate you on being presented the FITS Award. We have seen your dedication and efforts firsthand here, and we are thrilled that you are being recognized for your work with the course rating team at Golf Ontario. This award is very well deserved, and Markland is very proud to acknowledge your achievement. From all of us here, congratulations.
Congratulations, Daryl. Your automated Form 1 program is awesome. We are pleased with the program's accuracy and ease of use. It has saved us hours of charting time. We also recognize how inclusive it is. Nothing gets overlooked. This award is well deserved. Your contribution to course rating certainly deserves to be recognized. Well done, and thank you.
Hey, Daryl. I am so glad that you found our team and joined us, because you have been a great addition. You absolutely make us better. Congratulations on your award. You deserve it. I can't think of anybody who works harder. Take care.
Lee, I just want to add my congratulations on receiving this award. It is certainly very well deserved. Everybody on the team recognizes the hard work that you put into getting that Form 1 done, and congratulations, well deserved.
Hey, Daryl, Steve, congratulations on winning that award. Very much deserved. You've been a significant help to the Hamilton district, and with the Excel-based program now, you've made all of the raters' lives a lot more interesting. Before I even did this, even my wife said, you got to do something with your hair. It wouldn't be the same without my messy hair. I know you always commented on it. But anyway, congratulations. That's a great honor, and it's certainly well deserved.
Hey, Daryl, it's Brendan Penny, team leader for Kingston and area, and wanted to congratulate you on the FITS Award. Very deserving. I can only imagine how many hours you must have put into it, given the spreadsheets I've created in the past, which don't hold any comparison to what you've created. But let me tell you that it won't hold a candle to the amount of time we're going to save in using the spreadsheet and automatically creating our ratings. So I want to thank you on behalf of our team. And again, congratulations on winning this award.
So thank you all for all those kind words and for the award. Duncan gave you a little bit of background on how this started, but I'll tell you the real story. I started asking about this kind of a spreadsheet last year, and I raised it with Duncan towards the end of the year. And Duncan said something like, yeah, it would be like putting a couple of toggles in a spreadsheet, you know, plus or minus one here and there. And Kathy, who you've heard from, Kathy wanted to improve her Form 1 at the end of the year. And she said, yeah, either you or I could do it. It's no big deal. So it sounded really easy. And so I volunteered. And I knew I had to improve my knowledge of Excel. And I knew I had to improve my knowledge of course rating to make this happen. But I was up for that. Before I started, Duncan looked around Canada and the US to see if anything already existed, because we didn't want to start from scratch if we didn't have to. But we did have to, so we did start from scratch. So I went slow over the winter, sending out a couple of prototypes to various people over the winter. And Margaret Grieve kind of embraced these prototypes and had some really great ideas for making it better and for expanding the scope of the spreadsheet. It wasn't just a spreadsheet anymore. It was a bigger deal, which again I was up for. But a number of times over the winter, I thought I was in way over my head, and I was afraid I was going to be the most hated course rater in Ontario this time if people were frustrated with something that didn't work. But here we are a year later, and the spreadsheet's been used by team leaders in Ontario and Manitoba. I've gotten lots of feedback from team leaders, lots of ideas for improvements. And so I think it was a success. And so this award that I received today tells me that Golf Ontario and all of you thought it was a success as well. So for that, I'm very appreciative. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Daryl. And thank you again, everyone, for joining us today. We are so incredibly lucky to have such a brilliant team of volunteers, and we cannot do this without your support. And to all of our award winners today, Lee, John, Jim, and Daryl, congratulations to you. And to all of our volunteers, thanks to each and every one of you. What you do for Golf Ontario matters deeply. We look forward to continuing this journey in 2021 with you. Enjoy the off season, stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. Have a great day, everyone.
Hi, Daryl. Frank and I are here on behalf of Markland Wood to congratulate you on being presented the Fitz Award.